Oh, goody, goody, here it comes.
Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show.
You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
Oh, my God, don't stop now!
With your hosts, Brian, John, and Elaine. Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show, the madhouse for film freaks and film fans of all types. I'm your host, Brian Coddington, joined by my fellow co-hosts and filmmakers, John and Elaine Woolscroft.
If you don't leave my chestnuts alone, I'm going to give you a squirt of my eggnog.
So festive, so fast. I loved it.
Yeah, seriously, what the hell?
Tis the season, you know?
Tits the season?
Oh, sorry, it's bit nippy in here.
A bit nipply?
Nipply, yeah.
Yeah, so we're back after about a week-long break.
We missed you guys.
We did.
I really missed you guys. What the hell? I'm freaking out.
You disappeared.
I'm starting to get the shakes.
You missed a
The show
couple weeks.
You guys
there.
can't do the show without me anymore.
No.
That
no.
can't be
It
a
was
thing.
weirdly natural with him gone, though, wasn't it? It just flowed. It was just easy, and we just had a good time. We didn't have to stop for anything appalling.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You know, John's our asshole, and we always need our asshole.
You know, Brian, you've referred to it as the balls before, and now you flip me around to the other side. I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, so we're on episode 80.
80, guys, come on.
And this is our first entry into our, what are we calling this, John?
The craps of Christmas.
The Craps of Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought we were the 25, what was it, 25 Craps of Christmas? Or...
Well, we don't have 25 of them, Brian. We have nine servings to you, served over 3 times, which, in case you don't know math really well, that'll be 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
So helpful.
Yeah, so we'll be discussing over the next couple weeks a series of Christmas specials from TV. So these aren't necessarily movies, which is kind of alien for us. We really don't do this ever.
Yeah, some of them are referential, mostly to TV shows. I mean, all of them are referential to a TV entity, except for one.
Except
which is
for
referential
one.
to a beloved sci-fi franchise.
And that may be the one that we're going to talk about today.
I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I don't get it. What are you guys talking about?
So we got 2 little bits of news. The first one is kind of personal to us. We are now on Spotify.
Yeah, we are. Woo woo.
So
Suck on that. In a good way.
In a good way.
Who are you saying suck on that to? Who?
All the haters.
Like, what haters?
All the haters.
But yeah, so to our friends on Spotify, thank you for listening. We hope you love the show. And you're not running for the hills after this. So
yeah, well, and too, if you know, like, I know sometimes, like, the iPod app, or the podcast app on
it sucks.
On Apple, like, yeah, I don't know what they did. They monkeyed with it, and like, it's no bueno anymore. So
yeah,
hopefully, if you still like the experience of listening to podcasts and going on Spotify will be a better and more enjoyable experience for you. We don't care how you listen to us.
Just as long as you do it every single possible way.
That's
so
right.
Our metrics are great everywhere.
Please,
that's right.
Please continue to love us in this new way.
So welcome to our little madhouse friends on Spotify.
Woot woot.
So the second bit of news is really cool. As of today, the Infinity War trailer was released.
And everybody lost their fucking mind.
I got the tingles.
I thought
Guys.
Nerdist.com was going to explode. I loved it.
Did anybody pay us to like cry on the internet?
No.
Like any studio or
anything?
anything?
Let me just say now, I cry so much that I should get paid for it. So if anyone wants to shell out dollars for that, y'all just let me know.
Well, Disney Corporation will pay, I guess.
I mean, are you saying that your tears have a premium associated with them?
I'm just saying that they could be valuable.
Yeah,
and
I
they
pay
could
the
earn
price
me
all the
lots
time.
Of money.
All the time.
You know, you just start with like the talking, and then the crying happens. It's all your fault.
I thought it was just the physical abuse that we don't talk about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
Let's not make
Let's edit that one out.
Let's not make light of physical.
Yeah,
abuse.
so
Anyway,
Infinity War, that's cool.
Pretty cool. I liked the little punch at the end when we're like, what? It's the Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh my God.
Should we break this trailer down?
I mean, it was good. I think either people have seen it or they haven't. I don't want to linger too much.
My concern with this film is, one, this is the first Marvel film that they don't really have another one to throw it to. You know what I mean? Like,
could it be just a movie and not a commercial?
Well, I don't know.
Wait, I mean, I think Ant-Man 2 comes out after this, doesn't it? And there's going to be a Black Panther 2. It's not going to be the last.
Did Black Panther come out yet?
No, that comes out in February.
Yeah.
Okay.
There will be a Black
awesome.
Panther 2, and there's going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So this isn't the end by any stretch.
But not a big Avengers one. Like,
but this is
I know
this
what you
is
mean,
supposed
Brian.
to be like the end of the whole Avengers arc. That's what
until it makes $2 billion.
Until it makes $2
Avengers
bajillion
6.
Yes.
Yeah. Because as a quick note, if you don't know, this is like part 1 of 2, like Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So
yeah.
Fantastic
Beasts.
I
there
should
you
say
go.
5, yeah, because this would be 3 and 4, as the 2-parters. And then they'll make Avengers 6, and they'll have to give Robert Downey Jr. like an infant to drink the blood of. Like, what can they possibly pay him more than what he's getting now?
Bat semen.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
this movie
keep
looks
him young.
That was oddly specific.
Bat semen.
He would probably eat that. It's probably like organic and good. For the
He'll
body.
throw it in his kombucha.
Yeah. But yeah, this movie looks very crowded. I mean, it's obviously everybody's here. It looks Doctor Strange heavy,
will be there. Well, I mean, that makes sense if you think about it. I mean, Doctor Strange, especially Guardians, those two kind of entities are based in the mystical as well as, the galactic area, which is kind of what Thanos represents. So I understand why they threw him in there.
Hopefully it's better than his piss-stupid cameo in Thor Ragnarok.
I didn't see that one yet, so shut up.
Well, you know what?
We always spoil it for the listeners, but if you and I haven't seen it, we're always like, shh.
Yeah, well, you know what? You guys are late to the goddamn party. That's all I'm going to say. But
listen, we got lives, man, okay? But no, I mean, that's my other concern too, just that it seems so jam-packed with people. How do you give any breathing room for anyone?
Yeah, and this isn't something that you're necessarily familiar with, Brian, because you don't like The Walking Dead, but I think sometimes, when you have a lot of characters, when you have a lot of characters and it kind of goes around to everybody, that can feel really unstructured. Yeah. And one of the things that I think that some of the films do suffer from is not having a very tight plot. Mm-hmm. So I think that could be a problem. It could be a bit meandering. I think it's probably going to be really long.
I mean, I kind of figured
Bring
that.
a snack, kids.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You pee before you go into the theater.
Yeah, it's probably on IMDb, so I could probably just check. But what do you guys think? Somebody check for me. I'm going to say the running time is 3 hours and 4 minutes.
I don't think they put it on yet. I mean,
they might.
Okay,
guys, both
May.
Lane and Brian are checking.
They usually do put the runtime for that on.
I don't know if they released the runtime.
Aren't you guys so excited that
you're
listening to us look something
up shit?
Yeah, this would be boring to watch.
Well, it's probably boring to listen to.
I can't find it. So
no, I don't think they do have it listed yet, actually.
Yet.
But it's not coming out till May 4th.
Yeah, May the 4th.
I didn't realize that.
Fucking
it's
May the 4th.
Oh, so they could tie it in with that garbage. Okay.
Ew. Yeah. Really? But I mean, they don't have anything to do with each other.
Well, Disney owns both. Disney I'm going to guess it's going to be a shade over 3 hours. That would be.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Before we wrap this up, let's do the Deadpool. Who do we think is gonna fucking die in this?
I don't know.
Vision. At least for part 1.
With his skin suit, yeah.
In part 2?
And he gets revived in part 2.
You guys are going to go, no. But in part 2, they're killing Tony Stark.
No.
I think they will.
No, they'll kill Cap before they kill Tony Stark.
Well,
Cap, really?
Yeah. He doesn't want to do this anymore.
Well, he's not contractually obligated anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
They're going to do the new generation of these characters. There's going to be a new Iron Man.
Let me tell you.
War Machine is for definitely gone.
Oh, he's fucking gone.
Yeah.
He should have been gone the last one. But no, they will never kill Tony Stark. Okay? Because he's Tony Stark. Okay? Because it's Robert Downey Jr.
You're turning into Tarantino over there. Okay, guy.
No, but I think Captain America is probably a good bet to die in the second one.
Guys,
because that would be like the big gut punch.
It would.
That would be the rallying cry. Cap's dead.
But do we want to feel badly when the movies are over? Though?
Is Sam Jackson in this? He hasn't been in any of the recent.
Yeah, he might die.
Remember when we said we weren't going to talk about this for that long?
These are fictional characters. Okay.
All right. One last thing. Is anybody else weirded out the fact that Josh Brolin is the villain in this movie, but he's also Cable in the new Deadpool movie?
I mean,
he's in two different Marvel movies as two different characters in two different studios.
In this movie, though.
Well, that's CGI version of him. They motion captured him.
Isn't that a bit odd, though? Like, I know some people have been in DC movies and then Marvel movies, but for those who maybe don't know, Disney owns most of the Marvel characters, but Fantastic Four, X-Men, and are owned by
did you feel weirded out when Chris Evans was Captain America while also being the Human Torch?
Yeah, that's true. He totally was.
Yeah.
Are you
weirded out by that?
I guess that was the first time they had done that. I mean, it was a little odd, but honestly, I skipped those Fantastic Four movies as much as I could.
You didn't miss much.
I've seen the first one on cable, but
that's all you need to see.
So, I mean, hopefully it's good and not like Justice League and just a cluttered mess.
Could it possibly that we're just really jaded when it comes to superhero
I'm
films?
really tired of them.
I felt nothing with the trailer. I just was like, okay, well, let's see.
I thought it was great. My hope is that they don't make it a 3-hour plus commercial.
I did look it up, and they are saying the runtime is past the 2.5 hour mark.
Yeah, I figured that.
So what? Maybe 2 hours 48 minutes, something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for me, like, you always have disagreements about certain things or certain fandoms. And listen, like, if it doesn't hurt anybody, like, you go like that thing you like. Like, people were shitting all over Pokemon Go when that came out. Like, if it makes you happy, you go do the thing. If you like Infinity War, if you live for these movies, like, I would never begrudge anybody the thing that makes them happy, And
what about like Zack Snyder's DC?
If it makes you fucking happy, you go do the thing. You go watch it. You go love it. Whatever. But what I'm saying,
sorry, I draw the line at Suicide Squad.
I masturbate to Batman v Superman.
You mean Academy Award winning movie?
Fuck you! Don't say that.
Oh God, Brian's tearing up the set.
He's hulking out. He's hulking out, y'all. But for me, like, I'm very exhausted with the concept of a comic book movie. I haven't had fun at one in a really long time. Could I talk and like you
really?
not?
Really?
Could you not, John? Could you not? But I haven't had a good time at one of these in a really long time, and it would just be nice if the movie was enjoyable.
Yeah.
But for everybody who's excited about the trailer, I'm with you in spirit. I'm glad it made you happy. If it made you really happy, and like, nerd on, my friends.
I just hope it doesn't suck.
Nerd on, my
friends.
We're
jaded film nerds who are just like,
man, let's see if it fails.
Well, on that note, speaking of fail,
we have lots of Christmas fails for you.
Oh my God.
That's what we should call them, the Christmas fails.
A sack full of Christmas fails.
A sack full of Christmas fails.
Yeah, because
I actually like that.
I actually like that. Failed so hard.
That was not planned, by the way. Seriously.
This is the magic that happens when we turn the microphones on, guys.
So what I live for. We'll be back with our sack full of Christmas fails in a moment. But first, let's take a listen to the Epicast Network and see what's going on over there.
Sack.
Say sack.
Sack.
Hey, yo, I'm Ed Bailey. I'm here with
Dave Bracey.
And we are the Drinking Partners Podcast on Epicast Network. Fucked it up. Make sure you check us out, man. We got the Comedy Fuel, which is really supposed to be beer fuel comedy podcast, but
craft fuel beer podcast. Craft beer fuel pot. Motherfucker, right, man. I'm gonna have to write that down.
What up? Craft fuel beer podcast.
Yeah, craft fuel.
Craft brew fuel pot. Craft beer fuel podcast. Okay. Craft brew fuel. Craft beer fuel comedy. Those are not 4 words that you say normally. All right. Craft brew. You knew that I was gonna fuck up. You knew. Craft beer fuel comedy podcast. All right, so Craft Beer Fuel Comedy Podcast on.
You can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us at PartnersPod on Facebook, Twitter, and IG. And you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Libsyn under Drinking Partners.
Yo, if you ain't heard and if you don't know, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family. Make sure you check us out, man.
And we're back. That was a message from our friends over the Epicast Network, specifically the Drinking Partners Podcast. Great podcast over there. Go ahead and check it out at epicastnetwork.com.
God, do you guys hold your breath the whole time during the ad? Because that really is awful.
No, he's literally held his breath like on car trips when we gone in the tunnel. You know how you see if you can do it?
Oh, no.
I've literally been punching him in the arm because he's driving, and if he passes out, we're going to die, and he will not brake every single time.
I got to ask.
It gives me a stroke.
Do you turn purple?
He hasn't turned any colors, but I can tell that we're going to die.
When I was a kid, like when we go to the pool, we would always see who could hold their breath the longest, and I would not lose. To the point where I've almost died.
You say that with a sense of pride.
He seems like excited about it. But
the angel of death has never touched me.
That son of a bitch.
John has never felt those sweet feathers on his face of the angel of death.
Okay.
Yeah, so as kind of to introduce this, I loaded up my sack with some of my favorite shitty Christmas specials throughout the years, and then I had Brian and Lane fondle my sack until some treats fell out.
There were no treats.
And Brian fondled nothing.
I fondled nothing.
Lane was complicit in this fondling now.
Brian derived no pleasure.
Brian derived no pleasure. Yeah. We got 3 tasty morsels from this sack to look at. We've got, what is it, a holiday on Sesame Street? Did I say that wrong?
A special Sesame Street Christmas.
And there is a difference because there's one that was good and one
Christmas
that was bad.
Eve on Sesame Street is
right.
the good one.
And like the good one was filmed while this was filmed because none of the original cast is in this one, right, John?
Well, hold up a tick there, ladies and germs.
I wanted to make sure I understood.
We should say the first group that we're doing this week is 70s, even though the Alvin and the Chipmunks special is 1981. Suck it. It's close enough. It's that era.
It is kind of that era.
Yeah. And then next week we'll have the 80s, and then we'll finish it out with the 90s. So
we should.
And our first is a special Sesame Street Christmas, which was filmed for I believe CBS. Yeah. So it was not done for PBS. The good one was done for PBS with all of the writers and the crew and the puppeteers and Frank Oz and Jim Henson.
So these are knockoffs.
Yeah, this is basically a knockoff special for network TV.
Well, it did include the human cast, which I thought was interesting. Yeah. Most of them, because one of the things that kind of struck me, I haven't obviously watched any Sesame Street in a very, very long time, but the woman,
that goddamn Elmo,
the woman,
everything.
Well, the woman who played Maria on the show, Sonia Manzano, she was on the show for 44 years. She recently retired. And she had been on the show for 44 years. So can you imagine the show? Like, it's run that long. And she was on it, for all of her life.
If you think of all the sick shit she's seen Bert do, over those years. Boy, she's got some stories.
Oh in news where you're not totally appalling, I just thought it was interesting because we saw, the special start. And I was like, that's Maria. And, she was a very young woman. She was in her 20s, when this aired. And, it was just kind of neat to see that because she was a big part of the show and everything. She was a writer eventually, and she won a ton of Emmys for her work on the show. So the human cast was there, and then there were some special guest stars, weren't there, John?
Indeed, there were. Yeah. A few that I recognize, a few that I don't. But this is your classic back in the day variety show where you can't tell if the variety plug-in special parts are derailing the story or if the story's derailing the plug-in special parts.
It's not exceptionally Christmassy, this one.
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah, I think they're trying to keep it as middle of the road as they can. But Leslie Uggams, who I'm not going to lie, I don't really know who that is.
Oh, yeah, I had no idea who she was.
She's in the whole thing, sings a couple of songs. There's Ethel Merman's in this, for any of our older listeners or, old souls.
I noticed that a lot of these specials from the 70s were pulling, way over the hill stars.
Oh, yeah, Ethel Merman is, inches from death in this.
But, I mean, a lot of these specials,
up with a broom handle.
including our main course, were pulling a lot of stars that I'm okay.
Well, they need air quotes. You can't see those, folks. Stars, and they need paychecks. So it's a win-win combination. We got Anne Murray here.
Literally, the only thing I know from her is from Blame Canada from South Park, and that bitch Anne Murray too. Literally, that's the only. I was like, that's how I know that name.
Dick Smothers is in this.
Dick Smothers.
And a pre-child rapist, Michael Jackson, is in this for 5 seconds.
He's like so young in this. It's bone chilling how young he is in this.
You also forgot Henry Fonda.
Now, what the hell does Henry Fonda do in this? I watched this thing.
I watched it too.
And
and
where the hell is Henry Fonda?
No idea.
I think he just sat in the back eating cashews and never came out.
Well, because like the whole thing, dear listeners, was about Oscar the Grouch trying to find Christmas spirit, I guess. But it just seemed like everybody was bullying him into liking Christmas when he didn't.
Yeah, we're going to peer pressure you into thinking exactly the same way we do because we want you to conform.
Wait a minute. That sounds oddly familiar to another Christmas special that we all watched this time last year. Mm-hmm. Know which one I'm talking about?
Brian, I have no idea what you could possibly be mentioning.
Okay,
God,
so every year John does a what do you call it this year? A holiday sacrifice.
Yes.
Okay.
Christmas sacrifice.
Christmas sacrifice.
I don't know why I called it that
and really,
this
it's just like a watch party of a terribly awful Christmas movie.
Usually offensive in some way.
It's usually offensive. And last year, John had the bright idea to subject us all, including my wife, to Kirk Cameron Saves Christmas. And it's very similar to the plot of this movie. Yeah. Or TV special, excuse me.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to just dislike Christmas.
No, you're not allowed to.
No, because everybody else will just bully you into something. And am I the only one who's always had a problem with the Oscar the Grouch character? Oh, Oscar, you're so grouchy. He lives in a garbage can. He has no fucking home. He freezes at night. Maybe you guys could take a look at his fucking life and maybe have some goddamn sympathy.
Listen, I'm about as dead inside right now as Oscar is daily, so he's sort of a Patronus for me at this point.
I can feel
I
Oscar's
feel,
grouchiness.
I
really
feel
can.
very, very on level with
Let me tell you something.
Now.
If every day you saw happy-go-lucky people and you knew that, hey, your life is kind of shit, you might be a little bit grouchy. If you knew that your whole life was inside of a trash can, okay,
I kind of like his hermit crab vibe. He takes his house with him.
Your possessions. Keep this in mind. He lives inside of a trash can. That means that his possessions could be thrown out at any moment.
Yeah.
But his garbage can is kind of infinite because he can hide in it, and you hear like the echo.
How many times do you think he's been thrown out?
I mean, probably.
Do you think that's the same garbage can?
Well,
I don't think it is.
He's so crabby.
In a way, he's always been thrown out because he's never had a real home.
Every day he gets evicted. Every Tuesday he gets evicted.
Listen, I have a soft spot for Oscar because he just tells it like it is. Now, that Elmo asshole can go to hell.
He can go to hell.
You know, I'm pretty sure Big Bird is on the town council. You think they could find some low income housing for Oscar?
No, you don't understand.
Like a tiny house.
Let me tell you something.
Tiny house.
Let me tell you something. Sesame Street has been gentrified, so there is no room for Oscar the Grouch. Okay,
I'm pretty sure Grover is like a black version of a puppet. I don't know.
Is he?
No.
No, let's not.
I don't think they have races on Sesame Street.
Though it's interesting that they do have a nice mix in the human cast.
Yeah, that part is good.
Of representation.
Yeah, because puppets are puppets, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, it's like, why don't you have the Christmas spirit, Oscar? It's like, well, I'm eating a Danish covered in maggots.
But
my life is hell.
So anyway, so they try to bully Oscar into liking Christmas through like a couple of terrible songs and like pretending people are ghosts and shit. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
it was weird. Anne Murray dresses up as like a tree ghost.
So you're gonna scare Oscar into liking Christmas?
Well, yeah, they all like act like it's a prank that they're gonna play on him, but it just seems like bullying.
This is, like every cheap holiday special is a knockoff of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And they're doing, first Anne Murray comes as like, the ghost to warn that he'll be visited by 3 other ghosts, and then Dick Smothers is the ghost of Christmas Future. Oh gosh, what is her name? Is the ghost of Christmas Present?
Is it Imogene Coca?
Imogene Coca, yeah. And Leslie is the her star is the ghost of Christmas Past.
Right.
I bet you Henry Fonda was the ghost of Christmas Future.
I believe that was Dick Smothers.
Oh, that was Dick Smothers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of the Smothers Brothers fame.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, they're doing that. And you can also tell that the production value is like $6 and a day's worth of shooting.
I don't think they had long to shoot because people flubbed lines and like it's still in there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they are flubbing lines at the beginning and no one cares. And no one cares. And it's with one of the puppets, like Oscar flubs the line. he's not on camera. You can redo that easily. But they're like, no, fuck it. We got to get this thing on
Yeah,
air.
I really, like I said,
I think
really
they did
don't
it that
think it took long
afternoon
to
and then
shoot.
aired it that night.
Listen, that puppeteer's hand was so far up Oscar's ass that it just cramped up, okay?
That's another reason he's sad, you know.
If you had a puppeteer up your ass all
and
day,
funnily enough,
you might be a grudge too.
Is that a word?
What?
Funnily?
Funnily, yeah, especially in the context of funnily enough, which I've just used it. So the Star Wars holiday special and this only aired like 3 weeks apart, I think.
Wow.
Because it was the same year.
November 17th, 1978. Was
1978 was a
Star
bad
Wars holiday
year.
special.
So yeah, so these were just a few weeks apart, which is so weird to think about it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, the 70s. You had Nixon. You didn't have video games. You know, it was an awful
ones, yeah.
time.
78,
Yeah.
you didn't have Nixon.
Well, you had Nixon in the 70s.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is 78, you had what? Ford?
Ford. No,
almost.
Carter.
Yeah, Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
So.
Yeah.
Fun
But the
times.
70s were just a hard time all around here. But yeah, so since he doesn't, agree to just go by what they want, and he's happy to just be by himself and just wait for all this to pass. But no, they can't just leave well enough alone.
No, they try to bully him into liking it. And then the only thing he ends up liking at the end of the special is a cat.
Well, yeah, but there's also a lot of filler here. Like, there's a point where Oscar's like, I can sing a song too, and it's that
Yakety yak, don't talk back.
Yeah.
Which again, it was. I mean,
Why?
Enjoyably random, but like, why?
Was that song popular back then?
I don't know.
That song's been popular. I'm thinking from the beginning of time, right?
That song is like you kind of take for granted things that are older than you. You just assume they've always been there, but like the context, I guess, is important. I don't know if that song was popular, but he sings it, and
But Elaine, you're jumping a little too far with that cat. The cat's introduced at the beginning, and there's something wrong with his paw. So he has like a little cat cast on.
Well, yeah.
And they're like, he's an alley cat. We should get him some table scraps. Let's go take the only food Oscar has because he's poor and lives in a garbage can and force him to give it to a cat instead of taking him into our homes and feeding it.
dude.
What?
I feel like you're just way too angry right now.
You really are kind of
Weird.
angry.
Well, you guys want to hear something funny? So, I know we haven't like totally released the whole schedule of the Christmas sack contents, but spoiler alert, one of the ones that we are going to review is Alf. And when they brought the cat out to Oscar, for a second, I got confused with the puppet, and I was like, no, because Alf eats cats, and my brain shorted out, and yep, that's where I'm at this week. Dead inside.
You're dead inside.
Well, I was worried about the cat.
You thought Oscar the Grouch was going to eat the cat.
Do you ever see animals and stuff in like really old things, and you're like, that is one dead fucking cat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Cat's been dead for 40 years.
That
cat's probably not even bones anymore.
No, it's mulch. Mulch
Getting
cat.
dark on Cinema Psycho.
That cat's grandchildren are probably dead.
Oh my god! You just like
Whole generations.
You
are
leveled up
dead
on evil.
of
Thanks,
that
babe.
cat.
But yeah, no, he's first shown what it was like when he was a child. So he was like born in a trash can, much like most of the Kardashians. So, but so basically he has been doomed to live this life of like poverty forever. And it's kind of Sesame Street's way of saying your life will never get better and never change. Thanks, Sesame Street.
Wow. That's really dark.
But they're like, he loved being a garbage baby. And there's a point where they're feeding him with a bottle, but then they give him some garbage out of a nearby can and put it in his can. So even as
That
an
part's
infant, they're
trippy
feeding
as
him
hell.
garbage.
It's very weird.
Here, eat
Well, he
some
liked
garbage.
it, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it was just like eating solid food for him.
Yeah.
So listen, if you have, there are kids out there who like eating paste. You don't say, "Oh, look, he likes eating paste." You take it away
let's
from them.
let him continue to
Let's
eat.
let
I
him
totally
continue
had-
to eat paste.
I totally had like Head Start kindergarten with a girl who would just like sit there and eat paste.
No,
and she
we
was
all
older than me.
we all did. We all
crazy.
had that. That was everybody. That paste was made out of salt. So yeah, they kept eating it. But you tell them to stop.
Gross.
You don't say, "Oh, look, he likes it or she likes it." It's just weird.
And those kids don't get to grow up to be senators, But
So true.
So yeah, he loved. Apparently, as a baby, he loved Christmas. But I mean, just because he's smiling probably means he crapped himself. Doesn't mean he enjoyed.
Wouldn't you if you were just like chilling while someone pushed you around and you were like openly taking a poop? Like that sounds so good.
Lane, quit talking about our Saturday afternoons. But yeah, and then he's shown like Christmas Present, which is just a bunch of people coming around and singing and making a bunch of noise, which is what he didn't want in the first place. So I don't know how that's supposed to convince him of anything.
That's not.
And then it gets super dark at the end when the Ghost of Christmas Future shows him like the dead cat. Like it's just the collar and the cat's dead. I'm like, well, wait a minute, cats just die anyways. They, I mean, they live longer than dogs, but in the future, the cat would probably be dead anyways. Especially an alley cat.
Why are you this way?
What?
Why do we have to talk
Because
about
John secretly is Oscar the Grouch.
And the Grouch.
I love Christmas.
And the Grouch is what he is, though, right? He is a Grouch. Like he has like others of his kind. Right?
No, he's just grouchy. Like he's Oscar the dick. Oscar the fuck.
Oscar the fuck.
Oscar the asshole.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So yeah, Sesame Street. Christmas.
And then Oscar, learns the value of Christmas. And and there's plenty of just filler here. Like Anne Murray sings a song about love for no reason in the middle of it. It's
really intense, too. Yeah. Like, it's real slow. And I'm pretty sure that, like, it put everyone on set in a trance because, like, Big Bird stops moving and she's supposed to be singing to him or her or...
It's a man.
Them.
Big Bird's a man.
They?
Oh, yeah. I forgot how fucking terrifying Big Bird is. That thing is bone chilling. Yeah. Big Bird also buys a gift for like the main star of the thing, and it's just this horrible hat. She's like, "It's okay, Big Bird. You're a fucking idiot. It's the thought that matters."
Why are you so
You're
evil?
So hateful.
So evil.
Yeah. So then Oscar learns the value of Christmas. So
after
he gives into everything that they forced him to feel, like a cult.
Yeah. So it's safe to say that Sesame Street is a cult.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you recut this to different music and maybe did some different edits, like it would seem terrifying. We need to make Oscar agree with us.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just pay PBS to do a re-airing of their special on
PBS probably was like, "This is dumb. We're not doing this."
Yeah, we want ours is actually going to teach
ours
kids
is going to
things.
be better than yours.
But and then the big problem is, and I don't know if we really stated this, but when Lane said at the top, they didn't have most of the puppeteers or the characters, so all they had was Big Bird, Oscar, and that gigantic dog character.
Barkley?
Barkley, yeah.
Barkley. Is that his name?
Yeah, Barkley is his name.
I just
because for a second I thought Charles Barkley was coming out, and I'm like, he still would have been in college.
I pulled that out my buns, y'all.
What do you mean Oscar doesn't want to celebrate Christmas?
3-year-old me is what remembered that. Let's just be honest.
Wow.
Well, he needs to learn to love Christmas before I win all my NBA championships. I'm sure many of them will come.
Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah, so they only had 3 characters, and it's riddled with like the human performers, which if this is for little kids don't give a shit about the human performers. They want to see the Sesame Street characters.
That's right.
And there's only 3 of them. Big Bird is basically phoning in his performance.
As much as a puppet can.
That's not a puppet. That's a man in a suit.
It's not real, guys.
Well, they cut to a look on Big Bird's face, and he looks like stoned out of his head.
Either that or he's counting his money inside of his costume.
Yeah. Barkley, who, is the dog, and then Oscar is the star. But there's one point where they're like, where's Big Bird? He's been gone a long time. I really thought we were just going to cut to, like, Big Bird just lighting up some heroin, you know what I mean? In a porta-john somewhere.
Do you light up heroin?
Well, wait, have I not been doing heroin?
I think you're mixing
injecting some heroin. Yeah.
I'm so glad that you guys are like having this drugs conversation about the children's special.
I feel so warm and alive.
Okay, if this is the best that we're doing at this point, perhaps it's time to wrap her up.
Let's wrap this one up
like a present.
Yeah. So, not so good. I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10 craps. And 10 craps being just unbearable, like you can't watch it. I mean, this one comes in about a 5. It's not the worst thing that you've ever seen, but it's horrible. It has no production value, No one seemed to understand what Sesame Street was about.
It wasn't really for children either.
It wasn't for children, and it had the songs have really nothing to do with Christmas at all. So I would say, like, if you're looking for the so good it's bad, because all these are going to be bad. Spoiler alert, all 9 of them.
Spoiler alert.
But this one you can skip. It's just kind of just tedious.
Yeah, it's meh.
5 craps.
Super meh.
It also, for me, this one was the most difficult one to find a decent copy of. Like, I mean, for me, I had to go to YouTube. And the YouTube one was one that they clearly were trying to, like, not get flagged for copyright infringement. So they sped up the voice a little bit.
Oh, that's irritating.
And, also put it in, like, a frame by frame. So, like, they shrunk it down and had, like, an image in the background.
Yeah.
Because they're creating new art.
We watched it on Daily Motion. That's usually good for things that are hard to find or if they're, like, taken down a lot.
Yeah, Daily Motion and Vimeo, kids, if you can't find it on YouTube.
Yeah, but this one was a little difficult to find, for at least for me. The next one in our sack of crap is the perennial classic, A Chipmunk Christmas.
Now, this is a bit more classic, I feel, because that song, I mean, everybody knows that fucking song.
Yes, everybody knows the fucking Christmas song.
Right.
But, and this is the first time we're going to get introduced, but not the last time, to a dying child.
Listen, I don't know if I'm going to handle it when we talk about the Alf one. Just saying. So,
but, yeah, this kid has the itis.
The itis.
Just like the random.
He has the 80s disease.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the disease that makes you sleep in your bed all day and put dark circles under your eyes. So it could be anything from the bubonic plague all the way up to AIDS.
Well, it's not contagious because his sister sits there reading Mein Kampf to him every night.
It's not Mein Kampf.
It's a big red book.
You're a big red book.
Are you going to read me more from Unky Hitler? I sure am.
It would be Unky Adolf, okay?
So really, so what you're saying is that was Richard Spencer.
Yeah.
That was Richard Spencer.
So this kid is sick, and it's weird because, like, it's short, and when you watch it, it goes really fast.
Yeah.
Because, like, the boys are, like, really excited about Christmas and everything, and they go bug Dave for a hot second. We see what's going on with the sick kid, Tommy. And then, for some reason, we go then to
the dying kid.
Yeah, well, because
the dying kid starts it off.
Yeah,
he seems really befuddled.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought because, like, there's a sick kid and he really wants this harmonica.
Yeah,
and so Alvin finds out about it, and so he gives him the one that Dave gave to Alvin.
Yes.
And then he's like, I need to hurry up and replace this because he doesn't want to tell Dave what he did.
See, that seems really strange to me. But
it's a couple things. One, he hears about the sick and dying kid, gives the harmonica to him, and then he finds out that they're going to be playing at Carnegie Hall, and he needs that harmonica to be able to play. Like,
some people work their whole lives to get to Carnegie Hall.
I mean, John, I'm sorry. Are they a singing chipmunk? That is fucking rare, okay?
Three singing
abominations of God is what they are.
They bring
like
music to the world.
Hellspawn.
Dare you?
But yeah, so Alvin tries to come up with money.
Like, ways to earn it, which I think is cool. He doesn't just steal it.
And he has nightmares. And did anyone think that nightmare sequence was really bizarre?
Weird.
Jesus.
It was really weird.
That part was just directed by David Lynch, right? They brought in a guest director.
Because he's like, I need more money. And so I'm like,
I need more money.
It's like, what the fuck is going on right here? And yeah, so he ends up not getting the money that he needs. But what is it? Dave finds out that he needs the money and thinks that Alvin's being a selfish little shit.
Yeah.
Because all through his life, he's been nothing but a selfish little shit. And this is the one time where he's not a selfish little shit.
This is one of those classic specials where if they just had told Dave what they did, it would have been over in 3 minutes.
Right, because, like, Dave thinks Alvin's being selfish about it, and he sends Alvin to his room thinking that Alvin's totally missed the spirit of Christmas, which normally he would have, but he, like, met this sick kid's sister and decided to give the kid a harmonica. But
But meanwhile, Dave has found 3 pygmy chipmunk nightmares and forced him into slavery to sing his songs to make him rich.
Listen, we are not on trial for the crimes of Dave Seville here, okay?
But he's like, you guys don't understand the Christmas spirit.
It does feel very much like they're his slaves. Because that sequence when he is like trying to record their song, he's like, "All right, boys, let's do it again. Let's do it again." Like Jesus fucking Christ,
faster. It was like what the Beach Boys' father, or Joe Jackson.
It was Joe Jackson.
It's kind of how I imagined what being in Destiny's Child was like. Honestly. Yeah. So I mean, but we'll discuss Dave Seville some other time. But but the next day, like, Simon and Theodore give Alvin all their money to try to make up the difference, but it's still not enough.
Well, no. Theodore just eats a bunch of fucking cookies because he's a fat idiot.
You know what? Theodore knows what's up. I'm going to take the hatred of Oscar the Grouch and the cookie eating from Theodore, and that's going to, like, build upon my persona now.
Because he's like, yeah, do you have any... I thought you had some money to give me. He's like, I spent it all on cookies.
Listen,
I'm a diabetic fat moron.
There's nothing better than Christmas cookies, so I'm going to side with Theodore on this one. I'm sorry. Sorry to tell you.
Theodore later grew up to be diabetic and they had to chop off one of his legs.
Still worth it because Christmas cookies are delicious.
It's like that scene in Once Upon a Time in America where that one kid saves all that money to buy that confectionery treat from the woman that he wants to blow him, but then she won't come out, so he eats it, and it's just like almost as orgasmic. That's like the side story we didn't see with Theodore.
Sometimes I just hate it when you talk.
So anyway.
Then Tommy's mom calls the house and Dave finally talks to her and he's like, now Theodore and Simon, tell me what's really going on.
Which is, wait, I'm so confused, by the way. So Alvin goes and gives him the harmonica, and here's like, if you're really sick, you probably want something that like you could cuddle or hold
or
tight.
Too, like if you're really sick, your lungs aren't going to be great,
right? Like they didn't hint that he used to play harmonica or used to be in a band or anything, so why would he want something?
5. When would he have been in a band?
Right, well, I don't know. Well, Michael Jackson was
pot beating band,
True.
But yeah, so why would you want a harmonica if you're sick like that? He probably vomits all the time.
Well, it's something that he has in common with Alvin. I mean, he has an Alvin poster in his room, so I guess like there's a little bit of a connection there. He's already a fan of the music.
You know what? It's delirium.
You know?
It's funny when Alvin comes to visit him, he just rolls over. He's like, "Oh, Alvin!" Like it's the most normal thing to see your hero in your bedroom.
Oh yeah, right. Like if your favorite celebrity just showed up in your room when you're like sick as shit, you'd be like, "What up?"
Like if Brian was on death's doorstep and all of a sudden Tom Savini came over his bedside.
I knew it was going to be terrible because of the shit-eating grin on your face, John. The shit-eating grin that's still on your face now, John.
I don't know what I would say to that. I'd be like, get the fuck off my doorstep.
And he's like, hello, little boy. I worked with Kevin Bacon.
Just get off.
Oh, my God.
Get out.
God, why do you have to upset him, John? Why do you always have to upset him?
I can edit him out.
So
just beep. You don't even just take the whole section out. Just bleep. Boop.
So anyway, so while Dave is like kind of getting on the case, Alvin goes to the department store and he's like, I don't have enough money or like whatever. And this old lady appears out of nowhere and is like, I'm from far away and I want to buy you a Christmas present. Like,
I want you to do something for me. I want you to let me buy you something.
No, she doesn't. None of this
it's kind of like,
no, it's not.
It's not in that voice, but
you replace the voice in your mind. You watch it, you're just like, hello, little boy.
Gross. But what happens is
buy you a harmonica.
Can you guys focus?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, we can't.
I'm sorry.
It's 80 episodes deep. You're just now learning this.
But the lady like goes to buy it for him and everything, and she just asks that Alvin play a song, and so he plays Silent Night, and like that little chipmunk is good at the fucking harmonica, guys. Like, give me a break. It's real good.
Well, then you know he's not a real chipmunk, right?
The actor.
So then. He catches up with Dave and his brothers, and he wants to introduce them to this nice old broad, but she's gone.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
It's like an angel thing, I think.
I saw it as like, hey, it's, Mrs. Claus or some shit like that.
The Christmas spirit or some
Christmas
shit.
Spirit.
Totes.
But you're also missing the point that, what is it? The kid's mom says the harmonica cured him.
Yes.
I haven't missed that part.
Yeah, this is why this special's so bad.
I was getting to that.
If you're waiting why this is so awful. So they're at Carnegie Hall, or as we like to say here in Pittsburgh, Carnegie Hall.
Carnegie
Hall.
Carnegie Hall. There you go.
There's Carnegie, which is here, and Carnegie, which is elsewhere.
Which isn't the right way to say it. That's not the way to say it. So
Carnegie Hall. So yeah, they're at Carnegie Hall, and they go to leave stage, and Alvin runs into what was basically a death's doorstep sick child, which I thought he was going to kill over right at that moment.
Bubonic Pete, is what we'll call him.
Seriously, I mean, like,
his
this guy
eye rings
had,
are gone,
plague, and he's fine, and he's great, and he's also really good at the harmonica because he meets them at the concert, and he goes and he like plays on stage with the brothers.
Yeah, so
and
he's no longer sick. Christmas made him no longer sick.
The harmonica made him no longer sick. John, were you even paying attention?
Was it because Alvin's saliva cures AIDS? Is that what we're supposed to take from this?
Chipmunk saliva is the cure.
I'm not certain that the child had AIDS, John.
I'm pretty sure that,
as I said,
the mother had HIV.
Listen, it could be bubonic plague all the way up to HIV. No one knows.
Yeah. But anyway,
like a bad blood transfusion.
Guys, I feel like we're in the danger zone. Let's not with the AIDS. So anyway, it made him feel better. And then, remember that random part at the end at first, John, when we were like, why the hell is Santa Claus in this now all of a sudden? He goes home to his wife, the woman who brought him the harmonica.
See, I told you. It's Mrs.
exactly.
Claus.
I told you.
Oh, God, I did not. Wow, I'm stupid. I did not piece that together.
You didn't see that?
Stupid.
See, I knew it.
I thought she was just kind of like enjoying how much of a freeloader she was. Because she's like, I'm just a homebody.
No.
Wow. Yeah. You just called Mrs. Claus a freeloader.
No, I'm good.
Hey, you know what? That bitch has been living high on the hog for too long. She needs to be taken down a peg.
Wow.
Brian,
someone's getting coal in their stockings.
Well, hopefully no kids listen to this, but Brian, she's not real. It's okay. You're like, oh my God.
Hey, I mean, Brian, you probably have to keep that up at home. So, I mean,
we got to keep that up at home.
We have to help him and make sure that he keeps and stays in that mindset.
Just hopefully she shovels some of that poop in the reindeer stalls. But
I'm sure she helps a ton, John. Now, question is Mrs. Claus's first name Holly or Ivy? Because that's like hotly debated in some circles.
It's Mrs.
Is that seriously a thing?
Yeah. Holly or Ivy.
What? Really?
Well, I mean, I could see why maybe you wouldn't be as like into this debate, Brian.
No,
but you guys have never heard that?
No. Have you heard it, John?
I've never heard of this.
Well, fuck you both.
I think you just made that up.
Fuck you both.
Look, all she's there is just to prove that Santa is a case of the not gays. That's why he has a wife.
That's not true. She's part of like the legend, like Christmas is very much like, marketed as a family thing, so that's part of it.
Well, he has a slave empire that'll do everything he needs around his house. He lives forever. Why does he need a wife for? There's no kids, so
I mean, maybe I would be fine if like he had kids. Maybe some of his kids help in the workshop. Did you ever think about that?
Are you saying, Lane, that you would be offended by a gay Santa?
Oh my God, no, the opposite. I would love it if Santa
I think
was
Elaine
gay.
would be offended by a gay Santa. I think that's what we're saying.
That's not true at all, guys. I am more than
Aganta.
I am more than pro LGBT, especially a gay Santa. That would be more than fine.
Lane, I think anybody who's listened to the show knows that. You're like desperately defending your
listen.
sweet
You're
Santa.
offended by this right now. You guys are Christmas dicks.
Candy cane dicks.
I bet your Santa would like some Christmas dicks.
I'm gonna go find a new podcast to enjoy doing with other people that aren't mean to me and don't talk about Santa's dick.
Lane, we're just cracking your nuts.
Listen, you called us Christmas dicks, okay?
Yeah, you guys are Christmas dicks. I stand by that.
Okay.
All right. Well, I would say this one is
it's not bad.
Three
It's not bad.
3 shits out of 10.
It's not bad.
Keep remembering that 10 is bad on the scale. So
yeah.
one is great, and then this is a 3 shits.
I watched this and I really didn't think it was that bad. It just it felt like a traditional like Christmas cartoon.
It just seems saccharine and empty to me.
That's
that's why I
every
was
Christmas cartoon is saccharine.
But this one
and empty.
seemed kind of bad. I mean, there's a lot of like Frosty and the Grinch and all that. Like there are so many wonderful specials out there. This one, like if the bar wasn't so high, maybe this one would be decent. But
But then we come to the piece de resistance,
our main event.
The entree in our feast of shit.
Oh, The Star Wars Holiday Special.
So
No, Brian. The Star Wars Holiday Special.
So, okay, guys.
Why did you make me watch this?
Since I
watch it every year.
John makes me watch it every year. I've seen it 9 times.
I think we've seen it 12.
Every year we've been together? I don't think we could get it the first couple years.
No, every year.
Interesting. Okay, anyway. I would like to speak about my personal, history with the Star Wars Holiday Special. So I've loved Star Wars since I was 12.
I think everyone at this table loves Star Wars.
Right. Yes. Since I was 12. I'm just talking about my personal story.
Right.
I've loved Star Wars since I was 12. And, when we were 12, the internet was a thing. But in these communities and, the communication and, the research you could do now, that didn't exist back then.
No.
It was still early beginnings. I mean, for the people who were very, well-versed in that sort of thing and people who were a bit older...
Oh, yeah. If you want to see a titty online, it took an hour.
It's true.
It's sad. But yeah, so you could do research and you could find people with commonality, but it was more difficult. Mm-hmm. So I had originally, when I got sucked into Star Wars, I couldn't get enough. The movies weren't enough. The books weren't enough. It was everything that I wanted, and I couldn't shove it in my eyeballs fast enough. So when I heard that there was a Star Wars Holiday Special, I was 12 and I didn't understand that it was a shit show. I just knew that there was something Star Wars that I hadn't seen yet, and I was desperate for it. So then...
Little did you know, it's like that golden box under the tree, and your dad just took a dump in it. No, you just so want to open it all season.
No, it's truly, it's like having a present under the tree that's empty. There's nothing in it, and when your kids are bad, you throw it in the fireplace. That's what it feels
quite
like.
Literally is a box that has shit, semen, and vomit all mixed into one, and it's wrapped in it's wrapped in Star Wars wrapping paper. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that was what I had wanted. I thirsted for the special. And back in the, what was that when I was 12? 97. It was impossible to find. Because I didn't know any hackers or bootleggers or any of that stuff. So what I ended up finding was something called Christmas in the Stars. And I, for a long time, thought that was the Star Wars Holiday Special. I couldn't find a video
what is that, Elaine? Will you tell our audience?
Yeah. I want to get into it because I thought I had found the audio but not the video.
Yeah.
And so Christmas in the Stars is a Star Wars Christmas album that was produced as a record in 1980. Mm-hmm. And it features Christmas songs that are all Star Wars themed. And then stories about a droid factory where the robots make toys year-round for, quote, S-Claws. And that's for the longest time what I thought the Star Wars Holiday Special was.
Way to avoid any connections to, our universe's Santa Claus.
Right. Yeah. Well, it was odd. And I know I could hear the music again and be like, wait, I'm 12 again. But much of the album is the work of Anthony Daniels. He did it. He did the character. He did, his C-3PO role, and then the sound designer on the project did the R2-D2 sound effects, and then Chewie's in it too. So, and then
Anthony Daniels will do anything for a payday.
He really will. And John, you'll appreciate this. Your personal hero, John Bon Jovi. This is the first professional recording of him, and he's actually. How is it? Is it John Bon Jovi? Is that how you say his last name? Because
it's Bon Jovi.
Is it Bon Jovi? It's just spelled weird.
He's an idiot. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the
No. His last name is spelled it sounds like that, but it looks different. Anyway, John Bon Jovi sang the lead vocals on R2-D2, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. That's his first professional recording because his cousin co-produced the album.
So this album is amazing, is what you're telling me.
Well, yeah. And then, so then after it sold so many copies, the company was asked to allow George Lucas's name to be credited on it because of the concept. And so, they've printed it and reprinted it. I had it on CD. Like I said, it started as a record. But it's on LP, it's on cassette, it's on everything, and then they re-released it, and I think that's how I got wind of it because it was re-released during the Star Wars Shadows of the Empire whole thing in October of had been 96, I think, and that is set between, Shadows of the Empire is set between Empire and Return of the Jedi. There's action figures, there's a game, there's like a novel to it. I don't know that the novel's considered canon necessarily, but the game, was on 64. I know you're a big fan, John.
It's a toughie, but it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that I thought I'd just get a little personal this holiday season, and that's for the longest time what I thought it was.
Yeah.
No. Not the dumpster fire that the Star Wars Holiday Special actually is.
So, yeah. Premiering on November 17th, 1978. It premiered on CBS.
So it's also the same.
Yeah. CBS just buys any piece of garbage they can air. And it aired one time and then disappeared. George Lucas hated it so much that he has gone on record to say if he could take a sledgehammer and had the time, he would go find every copy of it and destroy it. Which
he tried to destroy most of the copies.
Well, here's the bullshit from him and what he's not admitting. Like he didn't like negative reinforcement because he had his car movie had done very well. American Graffiti, and Star Wars had done well. And this is the first thing where somebody said, "Wow, you suck, George." Because the thing is, the kid that played Lumpy said that they sent dailies to George Lucas every day, and he approved them. Yeah,
he says he wasn't involved with it.
Oh, he's so full of shit.
There weren't real Wookiees in the movie.
You know what else? What? Bruce Vilanch was brought in to write this.
Yeah. Yeah, Bruce Vilanch is, if you ever heard anybody punching up a script where they go back in and add some good jokes or one-liners, Bruce Vilanch was one of the first people to really do that or to really get notoriety for it. Yeah. And so and he was involved with it.
He was involved with this. He wrote it.
Yeah.
And then I guess what happened was they went through two different directors. The first one was David Akomba.
He just walked out, right?
He did. He
couldn't take it.
He was a classmate of George Lucas's at USC Film School, and he was completely unfamiliar with multi-camera setup, which I'm like, seriously?
Well, I mean, Brian, you did a lot of TV when you in your undergrad, but like if you worked on film, you didn't work with multi-camera setup or vice versa.
Right, but you would think that this guy wasn't, necessarily the youngest guy out of the block here. He had probably done some stuff and maybe be a little bit familiar with multi-camera setup. And you'd think that CBS would maybe, I don't know, hire someone who could do that.
Nah.
Crazy concept. But yeah, he walked out, and they then brought in, forgetting his name.
I don't know if our mics are picking up our cat or not.
She's chirping.
Steve Binder, who was the second director brought in. And he kind of...
Because they couldn't get Alec Trapper.
They couldn't do it. And apparently Binder never got to meet Lucas before the show, but instead got a quote-unquote Wookiee Bible from him, detailing how Wookiees were supposed to look and behave.
I want a Wookiee Bible.
This is from Wikipedia, so...
I want this more than anything.
So it's fucking weird.
It's really strange.
Isn't it kind of neat, though, like how they came up with something like Life Day, and they made it something like separate from what we usually celebrate this time of the season, like kind of reminding like there's like other holidays besides just Christmas this time of year.
I don't think that's why they did it. It's just because it's a galaxy far, far away.
Don't care why they did it. It's still cool.
And a long, long time ago. This is probably before Jesus.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's the case.
There was no Jesus a long, long time ago.
Like I said, I mean, I just think it's neat. Go ahead and just Christmas shit on my Christmas parade, boys.
Anyway, this is literally the worst thing, and I'm going to be honest with you.
Brian, have you watched We Wish You a Turtle's Christmas yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
not yet.
Buckle in, Buttercup.
You're gonna be begging for this special when you see We Wish You.
I don't think
Christmas.
so.
Oh no!
Just because this was boring. Like, if anything, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible hour and a half long special. Okay.
Yeah, it's about 90. Well, it's about over 80 minutes, and it's 2 hours if you have the commercial copy. Because just to be clear, this was forbidden from ever coming on beta, VHS, Laserdisc, and up the chain. But it was right at the advent of the home VCR. Not many people had them, but a couple people did. And that's why a lot of people that get versions of this it's a TV bootleg. And then it was something, back in the day, there was tape sharing where you'd make a copy of your tape to give it to somebody else, give a friend.
And it's actually surprisingly in really good condition.
Yeah.
And it's probably because of the fact that, the home video recorders at that time were the top of the line. You know, they hadn't yet been dumbed down to the point where you're getting like LP copies and shit like that.
Well, you're probably getting a beta copy of it. Probably beta was superior than VHS.
And what's interesting is because it's never been commercially released, you know, these copies that John's referring to, you know, something that you understand, if you understand like the cult following of this special, is that there's 2 different regions that this was recorded under. So there's 2 different sets of commercials.
Oh, there's Elaine, there's actually about 6.
There's 6, really? I thought there was only 2.
There's one in New York. There is one, I think, in Minneapolis.
There's a Georgia one too, right?
Yeah, there's many. So yes, you can actually have a copy of this where you have certain commercials, and then your friend can have a copy of this where they have different commercials. For example, the South Park, Mr. Hankey's Christmas Classics, where they have Fighting the Frizzies at 11.
That's what that's from.
We don't have that copy, but that's the New York State copy.
Oh, yeah, because I think we have the Georgia
because
copy.
that's an actual thing. The news bumper for the 11 o'clock news was Fighting the Frizzies at 11 over and over again. And so that's what South Park is referencing over and over again.
Deep cut.
Yeah. The commercials.
Especially for them at the time.
The commercials are what make this special. Like, if you've seen it without the commercials.
I saw it without the commercials.
No, the commercials are the best part.
Yeah, it makes it unbearable. But the commercials are just so classically 70s. Like, you couldn't have picked a better crop of ridiculously 70s commercials.
Well, and two, I mean, like, it's just so different because there's a Union commercial.
Wow.
For like factory
work.
Look
for the Union label.
Seriously, I mean, it's a time capsule, and it's so crazy.
Don't forget about the Reggies.
Yeah,
Reggie Jackson's candy bar.
Yeah,
well, I should say chocolate cluster.
I mean, like I said, it's a time capsule at the time. I mean, it's incredible. You know.
So we get to the actual story of this. I actually have notes, and I very rarely ever take notes.
Well, you know,
during this thing, but I had to do it.
I had to pay attention too, because usually when John makes me watch it, I take a festive Yule
nap. So it begins with two Star Destroyers, basically
stock footage from the movie.
All the dog fights and everything are stock footage. You know, basically chasing down Han Solo and Chewbacca and the Millennium Falcon because they're trying to get home to Kashyyyk to celebrate Life Day with Chewbacca's wife, his son, and is it his father-in-law or his dad?
I think it's his father-in-law.
I do too. And the characters have very complicated names, but then they're reduced to kind of more like nicknames.
Mala, Lumpy, and Itchy.
Mm-hmm. And
the fuck?
Well, and Mala's
real name
Mala Tabak, and then Lumpy's real name is Lumparump, or Lumpawarump.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Lumpawarump. That's what it is.
What's Itchy's real name?
Itchy Groin.
Itchy J. Groin.
Achachuk?
Yeah, Itchy
So they just call him Itchy because he just looks unclean?
At Itchychuck, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's also on Wikipedia.
So guys, was Harrison Ford phoning it in, or what?
No. He would have done better if like any nighttime talk show host could have like talked him into doing a Han Solo impression just on the spot. Like he is the worst.
Yeah.
And like he's not a great actor anyway. We just forget because he's kind of like in the 80s he was like super handsome and commanding.
He's a movie star. He's not an actor.
Right. You know? And that's a good distinction. Like,
I'm sorry. Air Force One, come on.
I am the president of the United States.
Fucking terrible.
Get off my plane.
It's a good movie, but he's not good in it. He's not good in it.
Him and Gary Oldman are...
And, you know, he claims...
It's not a good movie. It's just fun.
Harrison Ford's claimed to have never seen the Star Wars Holiday Special.
He
I believe it. He's an asshole.
He hates Star Wars.
Yeah. He hates all of it. But yeah, so we start with Han and Chewie.
And then we basically are sent on a test that they must... before waterboarding, this must have what they subjected people to. Because we get, Itchy and Lumpy and Mala all having a conversation in Wookieese.
And you don't know what the fuck they're saying.
For what I think goes on for about 37 fucking minutes.
I have it down here. There's 9 minutes.
Because the blockade's
Wookiee
outside.
talk.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's just, Chewie moans of different, tones for 9 minutes. You don't know what they're talking about,
And it's not even that good kind of storytelling where you can discern what's going on from like what they're doing physically or like other context clues. Like it's just watching 3 people in suits like howl at each other.
Yeah.
Although Mala is smoking hot, right?
There's something wrong with
okay.
you.
If you guys wouldn't, what are you guys saying? You wouldn't tap Mala?
Will you stop it? What is wrong with you today?
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Why? Is it because she's a giant space bear monkey?
Sure.
Okay.
My goodness, John.
Well, Brian, you are high and mighty, you bougie man, you.
So anyway, we're hanging out on Kashyyyk
and
with the family.
Yep.
Thanks to our drawing matte painting, because
the matte painting is not okay with me. It is the cheapest thing I've ever seen.
It's so terrible.
It makes me so sad, and I feel like this is a really nerdy rant, but I feel like they made it more as to what their art stuff was geared towards for like Endor. It does not feel like Kashyyyk to me. It does not feel like the right culture.
Lane, calm down.
No.
I told you it was nerdy.
And let's not forget, because I know what you're going into next year. This is just like our first offering. This is another variety show. But how difficult is it to write a variety show when it has to be in a galaxy far, far away? Well, because everything has to be Star Wars-y?
Apparently, Bruce Valanche can't do it because we get... first you've got Lumpy who, you've got Mala who's like the worst parent ever because she's doing shit, cleaning house and everything. And Lumpy's just catwalking on the railing.
Yeah, and he's annoying as hell. You guys want him to fall
he's
too,
a
right?
little kid.
Yeah, but where's Parent at? Where's Itchy at?
Itchy was supposed to be watching him.
Yeah, he wasn't doing shit. So Lumpy comes off that, comes back in, again, more Wookiee groans, and then we get presented to our first variety thing, which is I put it down as weird holographic circus dancers - the Thing of Nightmares.
That goes on for 30 minutes.
Yeah. So he has that round chess table that you have in A New Hope, and he pulls up this...
Holochess, right?
Is that what it's called? Holochess?
Holochess.
And he pulls up this program, and it's nothing but these little miniature circus performers doing weird shit, and it blasts this green monster thing that's also a hologram that's like blowing his horn to get the circus performers to dance and shit. It's really strange, and it does give a kind of a Circus Soleil vibe.
Yeah.
And it is very Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so obviously, once again, probably to make it seem like space, but nobody wants to see that, except maybe those performers' moms who are actually doing it. But they're very small, and they're see-through, so they can't even really shine.
No.
And it's boring as shit.
It is boring as shit. You're just like...
But yeah, that's a spot one. It's gimmick one.
Yeah.
And then, Elaine, where do we go from there?
So then, after the Cirque du Soleil thing, they end up contacting Luke.
Yeah, so here's what the kids sat down in front of the TV with the popcorn or the Chex Mix. This is why they came here. They wanted to see Luke, and they wanted to see Leia, and boy, does he look fucking weird.
Well, legend used to have it that, Mark Hamill was in a really bad car accident at that time, and legend used to have it that, like, it had happened right around this time, and they doped him up and put lots of makeup on him. That's actually not true. So I don't know why he's so coked out in the special now, though.
My guess is 1978.
Listen.
Everyone was coked out. Now, that doesn't explain the pounds of caked on makeup and the blue eye, look that he's given
it's
the
very
camera.
Strange. And I'll tell you what, like, there's nothing that Mark Hamill could do that would make me upset. I mean, well, okay, that's not true. But I love Mark Hamill so much. And so I will always defend him because he's amazing. But, brother.
He looks mentally defective, doesn't he?
He does. He does. He looked like he got hit on the head by a T-16.
Yeah. He was trying to bullseye one of those womp rats, and he crashed.
He did.
And he had a severe head injury.
He had a bad time in Beggars Canyon.
Yeah. But yeah, he, Mala's checking in to see if they've seen Chewie and Han because they hadn't arrived yet. And, he said he hadn't seen it, but he was, like, surprised they hadn't arrived yet. And, of course, the family's freaking out, but he's like, come on, Mala, give me a smile. Come on, let me see it, girl.
It's really weird.
And then she does smile, and he's like, yeah, that's it.
Why are you guys such buttholes?
But it's not. That's in the show, okay?
I think you guys are just making up innuendo.
No, it's not.
Being controversial.
I just want to see the costume guy. It's like, okay, we need Chewie, but sexy.
Well, here's the thing about the costume guy. Did anyone notice that Mark Hamill was wearing a knockoff of an X-Wing costume?
Uniform, yeah.
It was the worst looking X-Wing pilot costume I've ever seen.
George Lucas is like, I'll reveal the footage, but I'm not giving you any of my
Yeah, well, they didn't
outfits.
have any resources. I mean, George Lucas has said that he didn't have much to do with it, and he kind of just let CBS use the characters.
Yeah.
And he said for him, it was like a learning experience, to not give your characters like licensing away, for anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they probably took like some construction workers like vest and were like, well, we better make this work in 15 minutes.
Star Wars enough.
Yeah, I mean, totally. I think that's like a large part of what it was.
Yeah. So after Mark Hamill's, brief, interlude on the show, Mala then calls up Art Carney's junk shop.
Yeah,
Art Carney, who is thrilled to be here.
Art Carney, he gives us everything. He gives
does.
us his everything.
Do you guys want to hear something really upsetting?
Sure.
And apparently this has been verified. If this had been a success, Art Carney was supposed to be Lando Calrissian.
Really?
No.
I didn't know that.
Yep, his character was supposed to be Lando when they go to
That actually
Cloud
makes
City.
a lot of sense.
It was going to be him, and he was going to reprise his role.
Whoa.
Wow.
I mean, it does make
That's
sense
so
from a
depressing,
storytelling
isn't it?
perspective, but man, what a different movie. And we would not have gotten Billy D.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but inside of Art Carney's junk shop, he's talking with a mustachioed Imperial Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And, this guy's got, whoa.
I mean, that 70s stash
It's
is on
real bad.
Oh my God, you just said fleek. I can't.
But I'm thinking that if I was Darth Vader, that I might, make sure that guy shaves that shit.
He regulates stashes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, George Steinbrenner, the owner of New York Yankees, didn't allow any facial hair or sideburns. Right? You tell me Darth Vader would allow that shit to go down?
Never.
And especially considering that Darth Vader can't grow any mustache because his face has been burnt off.
Awkward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm jealous.
Well, but the Imperial officer, he's just poking around, and Art Carney's trying to sell him a fish, right?
Yeah, a little square thing that has a fish in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's trying to sell him a square thing with a fake ass fish in it, and then he gets in this very bizarre. It's a weird conversation about a grooming device.
Yeah, well, he's trying to distract, I think, the Imperial officer because he is he's in contact with the rebels.
Yeah.
And he's trying to hide that. So
Well, he talks to Mala, and the most obvious thing you could possibly say, I only have some carpets being sent to you. They were done by hand. Solo.
yeah.
Jesus, fuck, come on.
I think we cracked that code, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking
I'll make
of
Shaggy carpet.
Speaking of Vader, then he has a cameo pulled directly from the movies right after that. And
so there you go, kids. There was Darth Vader. That's all you get.
And then I bet if you were a little kid, though, you were fucking thrilled. Because, I mean, what was the benchmark for this stuff? Nothing.
Yeah.
And then you probably watched it later.
He's going to come back on.
Well, you probably watched it later and you were like, wait a minute.
I mean,
when I was 4, this was amazing.
Technically, he did come back on during the cartoon.
That's true. That's a good point.
So you got a little bit.
So anyway, so then we go back to life on Kashyyyk, and
God help us.
Mala learns to stir and whip, and whip
my
and
God.
stir. She's watching a cooking program.
Yeah, she's making a Christmas roast, like a Christmas souffle here.
Oh, Christmas roast.
It was so fucking weird. And this was
kind of awesome. It might be my favorite part now, over time.
I was watching this just going did people really pay to make this? Was this a thing?
I mean, I don't think
Did people pay to make this? That's your only reaction to this existing.
Yeah.
That somebody put pen to paper
Yes.
and put money to screen.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if any sane person, or maybe my thinking is this, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe because I'm not high as a fucking kite, I didn't think this was great.
Oh,
but,
guys, why didn't we watch it high? We're idiots.
But what I'm saying is, if 1978, everyone's getting coked out of their minds. So my guess is that a bunch of CBS execs greenlit this shit because they were high on coke.
Yeah. Shaw.
Well, this is the first of 3 appearances by Harvey Korman, folks.
Yeah, because he's the
3 appearances.
chef, right?
He's the transvestite chef.
He will come back a few more times. I feel that everybody else read the script. Art Carney's oh boy, I don't know about this, but I don't know. You don't have too many options out there, Art. That's true, and I need a paycheck. I gotta pay off my boat. But Harvey Korman's dude, I am in. This is fucking amazing. I want to play 3 characters. What? Yeah, I want to play this one, and this one. Okay.
I guess if you want to.
We can only pay you once. You're paying me?
You're paying me?
But here's actually...
Mel Brooks doesn't even pay me.
Well, here's something that's really sad. He had just had a falling out with the Carol Burnett show. And he said, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going to go do Star Wars. And I'm going to show all you motherfuckers. And this is what happens.
So sad. But yeah, but he's the direct, the person that's teaching him how to...
in
Mala how to
blackface too.
No,
purple face.
It was silver face.
It's paint.
Silver paint.
It's paint.
Silver paint.
It's not. No, like you can't just throw around a word like blackface. Like it's not.
It was sort of in that vein, though.
Not really.
It's not, John. Don't poke at things that aren't there.
All right.
So. It's not true. They just dressed him up like an alien. I mean, his outfit's
that's what I
purple
saw it
and
as.
his like makeup's like a silvery
But
purple.
as he's cooking this stuff, his wig is falling apart.
It's kind of incredible.
And
because it's kind of like the exuberance of like a really bad Julia Child imitation.
Yeah.
And like it's weird because this is like Food Network before Food Network was a thing. It kind of blows your mind. Yeah, I mean, like, I think the intention is just to make him look like an alien.
I think it was making him look like an alien.
You know,
Okay.
Was it maybe tone deaf in the time? Sure. I mean,
Probably.
I could
It
always
might
say
be
that.
the transfer, too, because I think it is silver, but it comes off brown.
Yeah.
Or like gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was the intent. And I don't think that it was even like accidentally was accidentally like interpreted that way.
Right.
Like, at least I hope not, because I don't think that was the intention.
So yeah, this weird
Mala
Art Carney
burns the
thing.
souffle.
Mala burns the souffle. Exactly.
But then Art Carney comes by with presents.
Well, you're missing that we jump back to Han Solo and Chewie again using recycled footage from Star Wars.
I blacked it out.
Okay,
Right before the commercial break.
Right before the commercial break, Imperials take over the planet. No ships can land, including Chewie's. Okay, and then Art Carney stops by with a proton pack.
Yeah.
Anyone notice that?
Hey,
Proton pack.
Hey, this is before Ghostbusters, so
Just saying.
6 years before Ghostbusters.
Just
Ghostbusters
saying.
ripped them off.
God, 6 years.
But yeah, he gives Mala a box full of Jefferson Starship.
That is a great gift.
And then he gives, like, he literally had Jefferson Starship inside of a box.
It's true.
He was able to miniaturize them and put them in a box.
No small
for Mala.
Much
and
of
then
his
he
fish.
gives Lumpy a computer. Mm-hmm. And he
then-
gives Itchy porn.
Yeah.
Diane
And then-
Warwick.
Yeah.
Interspecies erotica. Okay, that's exactly
It is
what
very
it is.
sexual.
Well, Lumpy is jerking off, and I'm not being outrageous.
You mean
you tell
Itchy?
me. Yeah.
Itchy, you said Lumpy.
Oh, fuck.
The kid's not
Itchy
jerking off.
Yeah, and he's doing, like, what they have now with the VR porn. He's watching her, and she is telling him to, like, come with me.
Yeah.
And he is biting his lip, and he's shaking in his chair. And he's masturbating in the living room.
Yes. Yes, he is.
It is. Listen, that song and like her performance is a very sexual thing. It is
The whole thing is even Art Carney is like, yeah, gotcha. It's real hot.
I would not want to watch that with grandparents in the room.
Well, there are things on the internet. There are handless ejaculation hypnosis on the internet, and this seems like one of those things.
Really?
What?
Yeah,
Ejaculation hypnosis.
If anybody found this dark corner of the internet, it's John.
You're just supposed to put on headphones, like relax as much as you can, and fall under the hypnotic trance, and then you're supposed to ejaculate by the hypnosis speech that you're being given.
Ejaculate or orgasm? I mean, is it for women too?
I don't know if it works for women.
Weird.
But
Weird.
And it looks like this is what that video
I don't know, bro.
is meant to be.
But
So-
it's very weird and it's very strange. And I'm thinking this was airing on primetime for children. Like,
I mean,
that's who this was aimed
Had to
at.
give something to the adults, I guess.
well, guys, when a turtle orgasms, it's milky and it's like very runny.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, I just think Itchy probably just messed up all the chairs and the carpet.
Okay.
But yeah, after we have the interspecies erotica virtual porn, we cut
There's
back
something
to
you didn't think you'd ever say.
No, we cut back to Mala again talking through her computer phone to a super tan Leia and C-3PO.
Oh, and like
Oh God,
Thank
she
God,
is
like-
so messed up.
number one,
She is a pharmacy.
R.I.P. Carrie Fisher. I still miss her. It still hurts.
It does.
But she is so gonzo in this segment. Like, she's gone. Like, I mean, she's so drugged up. Like, it's so bad. Do you know what's funny, though? Like, good for her. Do you know what she made George Lucas do when he was doing the DVDs for Star Wars?
What? I do.
She made him give her a copy of this in exchange for her DVD commentary on the special features.
She wanted a copy of
She
this.
made him give it to
Well,
her.
because he didn't want to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah.
a play there. And this is why I love her so much.
Yeah.
But she's her eyes are like completely vacant and
They're
too
just
present at the
glazed
same
over.
time.
She's
like,
a
I
drug
can't explain
cocktail.
it. She's
Yeah.
God bless.
They're
She's
just really glazed
I mean, those
over.
drugs are riddled with Carrie Fisher.
Oh, gosh,
that's horrible.
That's so bad.
So yeah, they kind of are there for a little bit, and then this is honestly how the show goes. You see characters pop in for about a second, and then they're cut back to some other bullshit. So the other bullshit is Art Carney talking to the Imperials that come into Mala's house.
Yeah, because they think it might be Chewie, and
Yeah, they think that Chewie might be there, and he kind of like distracts them with miniature Jefferson starship in a box.
Yeah. It's like, hey, watch this rock and roll,
we got this rock and roll thing.
It's supposed to be hip, isn't it?
Starship was
then,
pretty
at
big
that time. It was. Yeah. So, it's not wrong.
I thought it was like even a little out of date for the time.
Well, no. Because
Starship?
They hadn't even built that city on rock and roll yet, dude.
Really?
That didn't come out for 3 years, so.
All right, well, my fucking bad or whatever.
But I love how everything else tries to fit in this universe. Starship's like, no, we're just going to rock, and you're just going to film it, and you're going to throw it in a stupid special and give us a paycheck and some Coke. Carrie?
Right.
Carrie?
Hold on, let me sneeze.
Yeah, and after this, we get the creepy-ass cartoon with characters that don't fucking blink.
With Yul Brynner as Han Solo.
Well, this is one of the most interesting aspects to this because, this special is the first appearance of Boba Fett. And that's, for anyone who's not super familiar with Star Wars or familiar with, like, the legend of the special, that's, like, one of the big things that's a part of this is that we get introduced to Boba Fett in this. And the character is a little different.
Yeah, he's kind of like an anti-hero.
Kind of, yeah. I agree with that. And he does actually have, like, someone playing his voice, where he speaks a lot more than he ever does in the movies. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. I remember when John and I were first together, I tried to buy, like, one of the cells from the original animation. They're so fucking expensive. Definitely lost that bit on eBay. But I mean, it's cool because the art is really trippy, and I think it's very of its time. I think it's very interesting to kind of.
It's just
I have to
weird.
Ask, is Han Solo? Why the long face?
And that's part of it, like the.
He looks like
weird.
Lyndon Brezhnev. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, the animation is pretty on point. I mean, it's goofy. It's 70s animation, except for Harrison Ford. Who, if he had seen it, would have been like, "What the hell? Is that what they think I look like?"
Well, it's just it's weird because I mentioned this to you before the show started that none of the human characters blink, but C-3PO blinks.
Well, the only thing without eyelids. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing without a soul.
Yeah, seriously, and like the whole premise is that. The Millennium Falcon's like flying out of control and some shit, and Luke and R2 chase after it, and they land on a dinosaur planet where they encounter Boba Fett, and it has something to do with, like, I guess they were searching for a talisman that, like, knocks you out or some weird shit, and Boba Fett has to go to a city to find some sort of antidote, and, like, I guess the way that you can preserve their brain is, like, by hanging them upside down. Like, this is literally the plot of this fucking cartoon.
You summed that up actually very well.
You did. And it's very trippy. It's definitely a different sort
of
thing.
Boba Fett fucks over Luke Skywalker and everyone by, reporting them to the Imperials.
Dick move.
Because he's a dick.
Yeah.
Dick move.
So a lot of people say this is the only saving grace of the special. No, it still sucks.
No, it's still terrible.
Yeah.
They still land on a dinosaur planet.
I think it is very interesting because it is sort of greater than the sum of its parts. You know what I mean? Because Boba Fett is a very iconic character. Now, John would say for all the wrong reasons, and like I know you're not a big Boba Fett fan, but
don't
still,
care for him.
It's very interesting. I think that this is like the birth of a character that went on to be very different from from the origin.
Yeah, Yeah. So after this ridiculous cartoon, we get another appearance by what's his face.
Harvey Korman
as a instructional video for Chewbacca's son to watch on how to build a computer.
Yeah, and in my research for this, because I've seen this probably 12 times now, did not realize this, Lumpy is trying to use the computer to send a false flag signal to the Empire to get them out of his house, to send them off. And that's why, he's watching this weird instructional video on how to set up the computer, and it's just like the bit is that he's like a robot trying to teach, and he's doing robot things, and It's
dumb.
It's so bad.
Here's the thing. If maybe when Wookiees are speaking, we have subtitles, I might be able to understand what that subplot is that you're talking about. Yeah. But unfortunately, all I've got are Wookiee groans. And trying to decipher Wookiee groans is tough.
And this is like a test. This whole special is a test to see if you can sit through this. And if you got to this point, like, you're almost home free. I feel like, if you gotten this far, you're in for the long haul. But this is hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's Harvey Korman thinking, nailing it again.
Yeah. And then we get presented with basically like the Imperial officers watching a webinar on Tatooine. Like it's almost like a soap opera / webinar.
Yeah, and
once again we have stock footage of Tatooine,
right? And they've enacted a curfew on the planet, and this is actually another really cool nugget from the Star Wars universe because it features a barkeep named Akmina, who I guess inherited the bar from the original owner, the one that doesn't care for droids. And this is actually
He's racist.
There's short stories all in a book called A Certain Point of View that is canon. Okay. Akmina is canon.
Okay.
Akmina is a canon lesbian character in the Star Wars universe, which I think is significant because there's so few LGBT characters in the universe itself. But she runs.
Are there any?
There are a couple.
She runs the Mos Eisley Cantina, and when you see like in the scene, she's trying to get everybody to go home, to like. She's trying to enforce the curfew so the Empire doesn't hurt anybody, and everyone kind of like tells her to fuck off. And then she sings "Good Night But Not Goodbye," which, listen, B. Arthur's a treasure. I miss her every day. This scene is my favorite part of the whole thing. And when
this is kind of amazing.
And a friend of mine read that book, and he texted me, and he was like, "B. Arthur's character is canon." Like, I freaked out a little bit because it was awesome.
Yeah,
so
I didn't care for it.
So
is
what's
tier?
What's cool about it is "Good Night But Not Goodbye" is set to the Cantina theme. So dun 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 dun.
And we just got pulled off the air.
And right, because you can only do seven notes, and then it's not copyright. But the way that the song goes, they slowed it way down, so it's dun 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 dun. And B. Arthur like sings on it and everything. So.
Harvey Korman also shows up in this as an alien trying to hit on her.
This is his hat trick. This is his hat trick, his natural hat trick.
He misunderstood something that she had said to him, I guess.
Of hat trick, he pours a drink into his head.
It's true. It's true. So anyway,
he does.
So they kind of wrap up the song, where she's encouraged everybody to go home, and obey the curfew. And then Lumpy finally is able to like shine, and he fakes the repeated call for all the Imperials to return to base. And they go, but the head officer leaves one stormtrooper like to stay behind. And even their outfits are cheaper. Like the stormtrooper outfits, they're not the real stormtrooper armor. It's really bad. So
they probably went to West Hollywood to a costume shop and said, "Can you give us some Star Wars looking outfits?"
Oh my god, it'd be amazing. So then the stormtrooper somehow is like Stormtrooper of the Year, and he figures out that Lumpy like fucked with them.
So he destroys it.
He goes to and then he goes to chase Lumpy, and then when he gets outside, guess who's there? It's Han and Chewie.
It's the murderer, Han Solo.
No, my favorite part of the Wikipedia page for the Star Wars Holiday Special is it says Chewie protects Lumpy as Han dispatches the stormtrooper.
Dispatches,
no.
Okay.
He throws him off of the deck.
Murdered him.
Millions of stories down to his death, because the whole point of Kashyyyk is that they're all tree houses. The trees are like impossibly tall, and you would probably die from a heart attack from the fall before you hit the ground. The end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he had a helmet, which probably helps him breathe, but how did some of the human-esque characters, were they breathing?
The atmosphere would be completely
Well, they say, like, in Colorado, like, you need to go to bed, if you don't live there normally, like, with 5 bottles of water, because the air up there will just completely fuck you up.
I used to live in Colorado, it's true.
Yeah.
Really? Wow, yeah.
And when I was a kid growing up, we lived in Colorado for a point of time, and it is very thin up there.
So after some casual murder, everybody kind of comes in and hugs and dry humps and kisses, and it's,
And then and the whole point was Han was trying to get Chewie home for Life Day. Like, that's their big celebration. It means a lot to him, and like that's why they were trying to get where they were going, because the whole idea was Life Day was so important.
Yeah.
So they go to the Tree of Life, which is where this takes place, and everybody goes to it.
Whoa, Lane. You are skipping so much.
What am I skipping?
Well, first off, you're skipping Han Solo saying, "You're all like family to me."
That's all I skipped.
Okay, no. Well, the thing is, they grab some glowing Easter eggs and hold them over their heads and suddenly are beamed into space where they walk into a giant space star. It looks like something they showed the Halley's Comet cult. Like, this is where you will go.
Well, fine, John. I just couldn't explain it as good as you.
In their sacrificial robes.
Yes.
These red robes of
there
death.
are robes.
And yeah, this is where Princess Leia kind of breaks down exactly what the holiday's all about. And Lane, I have it here for you. So could you please read it as drugged up Carrie Fisher?
I'll do my best.
Drugged up Carrie Fisher.
This holiday is yours, where we all share with you the hope that this day brings us closer to freedom and to harmony and to peace. No matter how different we appear, we're all the same in our struggle against the powers of evil and darkness. I hope that this day will always be a day of joy, in which we can reconfirm our dedication and our courage, and more than anything else, our love for one another. This is the promise of the Tree of Life.
And then you hear,
oh, guys, yeah!
I can punch a hurricane.
We're being so unkind, but guys, you have to see it. She's not okay. She is not okay.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Really bad. It's really bad.
So is the promise of the Tree of Life.
Yeah, and then she sings.
Yeah, well, I don't think that was in the script. I think she's just so messed up on Quaaludes and poppers. You know?
It just materialized. Well, the song is to the Star Wars main theme, you know. So,
Quaaludes and poppers.
Can we also say though that Carrie Fisher had a lovely singing voice back in the day? Like, it was very pretty.
Yes, she did.
A very nice voice.
Yes, she did. But
so it wasn't
Jesus
totally
Christ,
unwelcome. But oh my God, the cocaine. Okay,
Wait,
I'm done.
Does Art Carney get to come to Life Day?
I don't know.
I imagine so.
There.
Yeah,
I can't remember now.
I don't remember seeing him there.
Luke is there and Han is there. Where the fuck is Art Carney?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he did so much for this family.
Well, he didn't get beamed up to the star. Okay,
guess not.
They're just like, oh, I'm sorry, you're not part of the main cast.
You're not on the list.
You're not on the list.
But I managed to shrink Jefferson's starship down into a box.
I'm the only reason your family's not dead. Shut up.
Oh my God.
But oh my God.
And they start singing some songs, and then it ends with Chewie and his family just basically eating pot roast. I'm not kidding. That's like the last shot.
Yeah.
They're at the kitchen table just eating some dinner.
I mean, all I really want at the end is like Christmas Beast at the end of like the holidays. I just want a little beast.
You know what I want after
nice
watching
meal.
this? I wanted my hour and a half back.
I mean,
that's what I wanted.
Long?
Yeah, it's an hour and a
Brian,
half.
you need to watch it with the commercials. That will save
the
it.
commercials.
that probably would save my
everything.
sanity.
They're so good. They're so good.
They're on YouTube. They actually have just a block of just the commercials.
See, and that's just a gift to the universe. So this is a must see. This special is a must see.
At least once. You have to sacrifice yourself to this once.
Just to get it into your pop culture lexicon, you know, because there's a lot of jokes, there's a lot of history to it, you know, and it's a really enjoyable tire fire. So
I will say this, 9 out of 10 shits.
Oh my God, easily.
And you're probably saying, John, if the Star Wars Holiday Special isn't 10 out of 10 shits, what could possibly be? Oh, it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah,
it'll be there.
It's coming. But yeah, it's
a 9 for me as well.
Everything about this, like, this is bad if you're a Star Wars fan. This is bad if you're a variety show fan. It fails at everything that it attempts to do.
Fails if you're a Christmas fan.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Like I said, I like that it's a different holiday because it kind of reinforces the, like, we're different but the same.
It's so bizarre, the choices they make. I mean, how do they just not think to themselves, well, if we have a planet full of Wookiees, we won't know what they're saying, and they're just going to be making monkey and lion growl noises nonstop, and that's not going to fucking work.
You want to hear something funny? Yeah. My guess is that if this type of special was made now, the complaints would not so much be over the Wookiees growling and not understanding what the fuck they're saying, or just the ridiculous of the plot. It would be over the fact that Christmas isn't explicitly stated in this.
Listen.
Because that's the world we're currently living in, where the same people who would bitch about, oh, you're talking about Life Day, why don't you talk about Christmas, are the same people who complain about Starbucks cups every year.
And, I don't think they were trying to make, any kind of big statement. It's just because it's in another galaxy.
Yeah, they tried to do something sci-fi with it. Yeah, they did something sci-fi with it.
But that's what I'm saying. If they made this now,
I think it's
that's
neat
what
that
would
it
be a
is
problem.
that way, though. But yeah. I don't disagree with you, Brian.
So, I think, Brian, you made the point. The worst thing about it is that it's boring.
It really
and it shouldn't be because it's fucking Star Wars, but it really is.
Well, it's not Star Wars. There are people dressed as Star Wars characters written by people that have no idea what Star Wars is or would become.
It's written by Bruce Valanche, okay? He doesn't know shit about fuck.
You let us down, Bruce.
Oh, well, yeah. God. By the way, if you don't know what Bruce Valanche looks like, folks, go ahead and Google him. He's an interesting looking character.
Jabba the Hutt? You're pretty close.
Guys, get off Bruce's ass. If
With
you
a
don't
Pete
like
Rose
his work,
haircut.
I don't want to
that's
get on
fine.
Bruce's ass.
I said get off of it.
I'll get off of it because I've never gone on it.
No pot shots from the peanut gallery. If you don't like his work, that's fine. But don't be smelly about his appearance. That's not what we're here for.
I think this is a coked out writer's room that only had vaguely heard of Star Wars and wanted to get out as fast as possible.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they said, who on our budget can we get to be in this? Okay, Starship said yes. We'll figure out a way to write them in. Let's see. And who was Itchy's
Corman.
masturbation fodder?
Diane Warwick.
Diane Warwick.
Yeah, we'll get her in there. We'll figure out. Maybe we'll have one of the old elderly Wookiee jerk off to her. It's a mess. If you haven't seen it, please see it.
It's a beautiful mess.
And make sure you get a copy of it with commercials because
that would have saved me. I'll be honest with you.
They're perfect.
So, Lane, where can they find you at on the Twitters?
They can find me on Twitter at LA_Croft.
John, where can they find you at?
The Unreal J Wolves.
Okay, and you can find me at Brian Connington. That's on the Psycho Show page. Be sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus at Psycho Show. You can also find us on the Epicast Network at epicastnetwork.com. If you have a favorite movie or question you want to throw away, or you want to talk to us about these very fun sack full of Christmas fails. Sack full of Christmas fails. I think that's what we're calling it.
Sack of Christmas fails.
Sack of Christmas fails. You can contact us at cinemapsychoshow.com.
I'll have many more presents for you next week.
You will. And make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. Send us a rate. Send us a review. We love getting those. We haven't got those in a while. And be sure to catch our new episode available every Sunday.
Oh, crap, guys. I just realized something. Our audience might think that sack means testicle sack.
Epicast.